Hello all, welcome to Pustikvani, your one-stop solution for book summary. Today we are here with the book name, The Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. So let's start its plot overview. During the second half of World War II, a soldier named Yassarian is stationed with his Air Force squadron on the island of Pianosa, near the Italian coast in the Mediterranean Sea. Yassarian and his friends endure a nightmarish, absurd existence defined by bureaucracy and violence. They are inhuman resources in the eyes of their blindly ambitious superior officers. The squadron is thrown thoughtlessly into brutal combat situations and bombing runs in which it is more important for the squadron members to capture good aerial photographs of explosions than to destroy their targets. Their colonels continually raise the number of missions that they are required to fly before being sent home, so that no one is ever sent home. Still, no one but Yassarian seems to realize that there is a war going on. Everyone thinks he is crazy when he insists that millions of people are trying to kill him. Yassarian's story forms the core of the novel, so most events are refracted through his point of view. Yassarian takes the whole war personally, unswayed by national ideals or abstract principles. Yassarian is furious that his life is in constant danger through no fault of his own. He has a strong desire to live and is determined to be immortal or die trying. As a result, he spends a great deal of his time in the hospital, faking various illnesses in order to avoid the war. As the novel progresses through its loosely connected series of recurring stories and anecdotes, Yassarian is continually troubled by his memory of Snowden, a soldier who died in his arms on a mission when Yassarian lost all desire to participate in the war. Yassarian is placed in ridiculous, absurd, desperate, and tragic circumstances. He sees friends die and disappear, his squadron get bombed by its own mess officer, and colonels and generals volunteer their men for the most perilous battle in order to enhance their own reputations. Catch-22 is a law defined in various ways throughout the novel. First, Yassarian discovers that it is possible to be discharged from military service because of insanity. Always looking for a way out, Yassarian claims that he is insane, only to find out that by claiming that he is insane he has proved that he is obviously sane, since any sane person would claim that he or she is insane in order to avoid flying bombing missions. Elsewhere, Catch-22 is defined as a law that is illegal to read. Ironically, the place where it is written that it is illegal is in Catch-22 itself. It is yet again defined as the law that the enemy is allowed to do anything that one can't keep him from doing. In short, then, Catch-22 is any paradoxical, circular reasoning that catches its victim in its illogic and serves those who have made the law. Catch-22 can be found in the novel not only where it is explicitly defined but also throughout the characters' stories, which are full of catches and instances of circular reasoning that trap unwitting bystanders in their snares. For instance, the ability of the powerful officer Milo Minderbinder to make great sums of money by trading among the companies that he himself owns. As Yassarian struggles to stay alive, a number of secondary stories unfold around him. His friend Nitley falls in love with a whore from Rome and woos her constantly, despite her continued indifference and the fact that her kid sister constantly interferes with their romantic rendezvous. Finally, she falls in love with Nitley, but he is killed on his very next mission. When Yassarian brings her the bad news, she blames him for Nitley's death and tries to stab him every time she sees him thereafter. Another subplot follows the rise of the black market empire of Milo Minderbinder, the squadron's mess hall officer. Milo runs a syndicate in which he borrows military planes and pilots to transport food between various points in Europe, making a massive profit from his sales. Although he claims that everyone has a share in the syndicate, this promise is later proven false. Milo's enterprise flourishes nonetheless, and he is revered almost religiously by communities all over Europe. The novel draws to a close as Yassarian, troubled by Nitley's death, refuses to fly any more missions. He wanders the streets of Rome, encountering every kind of human horror: rape, disease, murder. He is eventually arrested for being in Rome without a pass, and his superior officers, Colonel Cathcart and Colonel Korn, offer him a choice. He can either face a court-martial or be released and sent home with an honorable discharge. There is only one condition: in order to be released, he must approve of Cathcart and Korn and state his support for their policy, which requires all the men in the squadron to fly 80 missions. Although he is tempted by the offer, Yassarian realizes that to comply would be to endanger the lives of other innocent men. He chooses another way out, deciding to desert the army and flee. to neutral Sweden. In doing so, he turns his back on the dehumanizing machinery of the military, rejects the rule of Catch-22, and strives to gain control of his own life.